Okay, so today we're diving deep into something truly disturbing,
Uh-huh.
a historical event that really, I think, highlights some of the big questions about human behavior.
Yeah.
We're talking about a mass shooting
Okay.
that happened way back on November 6, 1948,
All right.
in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It involves a guy named Melvin Collins, and
Yeah.
um, we have these news articles you sent over and this biographical entry, and
Right.
and really, I think what we want to do today is go beyond just the facts of the case.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Mm.
this is one of those events where there are some really significant unanswered questions.
I see.
At the heart of it, we're talking about this sudden brutal eruption of violence
Oh,
from
wow.
a boarding room window,
Mm.
multiple people killed and injured,
Goodness.
and then in the end, the shooter takes his own life.
Okay.
So it's a chilling incident,
Yeah.
and that's where we're going to unpack it.
Yeah, what really strikes me right off the bat is just how fast and how brutal this whole thing was. It wasn't like a, standoff or something. This was
Right.
just like bam, immediate deadly force.
Right.
Nobody seemed ready for it.
It's like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, totally.
So, okay, let's start with the guy at the center of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Melvin Collins,
Okay.
born in 1910, died that same day in Chester at the age of 38.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, even the sources refer to him as Bad Boy.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, this wasn't just like a funny nickname or something.
Right.
This guy had a serious history of violence.
Really?
We're talking 2 prior times in prison for shootings.
Oh, my goodness.
And then there was another incident where he used a knife on his own brother.
Oh, jeez.
This is a guy who had a pattern of aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really deny that.
No.
That kind of pattern of aggression escalating to lethal force like that.
Yeah.
It really suggests something deeply ingrained,
Yeah.
It's not just an isolated outburst.
No, it seems like violence was almost his default reaction to things.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
So get this now, just 1 week before the shooting, Collins arrives in Chester.
Okay.
And we don't know why.
Mm.
He rents a room on the second floor of this boarding house at 233 Market Street.
Okay.
And the building's owner, Mike Pappas, who also ran a restaurant on the ground floor,
Right.
he said he barely knew the guy.
Huh.
So you have this element of like a stranger coming into town.
Yeah.
And then within a week, boom, this
Yeah.
horrific act.
That is unsettling.
It really is. You think about how violence can emerge from anywhere.
Yeah.
From someone who's barely connected to the community.
Right.
It's a scary thought.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get into November 6th, the morning of the shooting.
Okay.
The timeline starts around 8:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Collins has barricaded himself in his room.
Okay.
And then there's this really strange and chilling interaction with some guys on the street below.
Really?
He yells out, "Call the cops."
Oh, wow.
And then he drops a dime down to them.
A dime. What for?
We don't know, I guess, to make the call. But then one of the men picks it up and said something about using it for coffee.
Oh, no.
And then, just like that, without any more warning, Collins takes aim with a .22 caliber rifle and shoots one of the men, 40-year-old Edward Boyer,
Oh, my goodness.
dead instantly.
Just like that.
It's like 1 minute he's asking for help and the next he's killing someone.
I mean, what was going through his mind in those few seconds?
Yeah.
Was he aware of what he was about to do?
It's a question we'll never know the answer to.
Yeah, I guess not.
And the violence just spirals from there.
Oh, no.
A detective named Ellery Pernsley, who was across the street, he hears the shot and reacts right away.
Oh, okay.
He fires at Collins, but Collins shoots back and fatally wounds the detective.
Jeez. So a police officer is down right away?
Yeah. And then this guy named Fred Casino, the sources point out that he's the only non-African-American victim.
Okay.
He's driving by, sees what happened to the detective, and stops to help.
What a good Samaritan.
And he gets killed by Collins, too.
Oh, my God.
It's like the violence just consumed anyone who got close.
It's terrifying.
And it doesn't stop there.
No.
A 40-year-old woman, Louise Moore, she was standing in a store window across the street, and she's shot and killed, too.
Just standing there.
Yeah. Then another passerby, Peter Parker, he's shot and later dies at the hospital.
It's like a war zone.
I know, and this is the part that really gets to me.
What's that?
A 7-year-old boy, Samuel Hill, he's shot while trying to run away.
Oh, my God. A child.
Can you imagine the terror?
It's just heartbreaking.
This really shows just how indiscriminate and brutal this whole thing was.
I mean, a child, it's pure chaos.
Yeah, there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, you're right.
So obviously at this point, the police response is huge.
Yeah, I bet.
78 officers show up at the scene.
Wow.
They're firing at Collins. They're using tear gas.
Trying to get him to surrender.
Right. And as they're about to force their way into his room, that's when he takes his own life.
Oh, wow.
shoots himself.
So it's over, just like that.
It's over. But it leaves us with so many questions.
Right, because now we'll never know why he did it.
Exactly. And that's the biggest mystery of this whole event.
The motive.
The sources are clear. There's no known reason for this shooting.
He is so frustrating.
There was this rumor going around at the time, even the police mentioned it,
Okay.
about an argument over a numbers racket.
You mean like an illegal lottery?
Yeah, but that was later dismissed.
So we're left with nothing.
We have all these facts about what happened,
Right.
but the why is completely unknown.
It's like a puzzle with a missing piece.
It makes it hard to even process this event.
Absolutely. I mean, we, as humans, we crave explanation.
We want to make sense of things.
Right, and when something like this happens with no clear reason, it's unsettling.
It is. And there's this other detail that I think highlights how difficult it can be to piece together what really happened.
Okay.
The different sources actually give slightly different numbers for the dead and injured.
Really?
Some say 7 killed and 4 injured. Others say 8 killed and 3 injured.
Huh. That's interesting.
It's a small difference, but it shows how even with something as well documented as this, there can be variations.
It's like the fog of war, even in a civilian context.
Exactly, and it reminds us to look at multiple sources.
To get the full picture.
Yeah, because even eyewitness accounts can differ.
Of course, everyone sees things from their own perspective.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's recap the key facts.
Okay.
November 6th, 1948. Melvin Collins, a man with a history of violence, goes on a shooting rampage in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Right.
From his boarding room window, he kills multiple innocent people, including a child.
And a police officer.
Yeah, and then he takes his own life.
And we still don't know why.
The motive remains a mystery.
What gets me are the details you mentioned.
Like
the fact that some of the victims seem so random.
Yeah.
And that weird moment where he yells, "Call the cops," and then immediately starts shooting.
right.
And just the speed of it all. It's like it defies any easy explanation.
It makes you question everything you think you know about human behavior.
I mean, how can someone go from seemingly normal to a mass murderer in an instant?
It's a terrifying thought.
It really is.
And so we leave you with this. What does an event like this, where we have so much information about what happened, but absolutely no understanding of why, tell us about our ability to really grasp the complexities of human behavior and the sudden eruption of violence?
It's a question that will probably haunt us forever.
It will, because in the end, we're left with more questions than answers.
And a community forever scarred by a senseless act.
That's the real tragedy of it all.
Yeah, you're right.
The lasting impact on the families, the friends, the community.
It's something they'll never forget.
And it's a reminder that even in the face of so much darkness, we have to keep searching for understanding.
For some kind of meaning.
Because maybe that's the only way to prevent something like this from happening again.
Maybe you're right.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today.
It's been a tough one.
It has, but it's important to confront these difficult parts of history.
To learn from them.
Exactly. We'll see you next time.
See you then.